Beautiful, fine and clear day, and they're all in for the first of 9. Red light, 1400. Race 1. And they're all in. The gates open. They're racing. Black Minto the inside. Also Star Rack began well. Master Plan third. 3 Wild Held along. Followed further back then by Trapped Out as Shemetti. That's the inside as Jack's Boom. And further back there is Mashani Light. They're clear from Centaurus and the Punisher. A length and a half further back to Hares for the girls. And Misty Legends gone back to the rear. 9 or 10 lengths off the leader. So Black Minto heavily back lights in front by length and a half. And second Master Plan. Third is Star Rack. And fourth the outside Shemetti, and they're clear from Jack's Boom. Next the outside Mashani Light, Centaurus and the Punisher. Here's for the girls and Misty Legend. So down the side is Black Minto here by length and a quarter. Second Master Plan and third is Star Act and fourth the outside Shemetti. A length and a half further back to Jack's Boom. Mashani Light's on the outside. Centaurus and the Punisher at the 550. Next the outside is Misty Legend creeping forward 3 wide. Still second last, about 5 or 6 off the leader. Last of all is He's for the girls at the 400 metres marker. Black Minto's in front. Seconds Master Plan. Shemetti on the outside making ground. Star Actors on the fence and Jack's Boom is the next one. Looking for the way clear and further back to running home as Misty Legend. Right down the outside coming with a strong run. The inside Black Minto. Out wide on the track Shemetti. Running home well as Misty Legend coming through Jack's Boom. Jack's Boom, Shemetti. Misty Legend on the outside. Shemetti grabbing the lead late. Shemetti has won from Jack's Boom. Photo third between Black Minto and out wide Misty Legend. Followed further back by Star Act and Heads for the girls. Master Plan the Punisher. And then Centaurus and Mashani Light at the rear.
Number 1, Shemetti and Jack's Boom. There were a stack of chances over the final part there, but Shemetti, trained by Graham Green, ridden by Bubba Tilly, has carried the big weight, so he was giving a stack of weight all round, and he has got up to score. That's his 5th victory at start 11 as a 2-year-old. What a beauty. Jack's Boom, the filly, getting second under Jake Bayliss, returning $6.90, and we're just waiting on the third number, the heavily backed Black Minto. And Misty Legend on the outside. Black Minto led, wanted to overdo it a little bit, and has just been sort of reeled in late by the other two. So we're waiting for the third number. Very hard to line up there. We can't see Black Minto's nose. But we can see plenty of Bubba Tilly. He's had a wonderful last couple of months, this jockey, in particular in those colours of Graham Green. Master Jamie winning the Rocky Newmarket. And this fellow, Bernie, he's just as tough as old boots. He's not a big horse by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got what it counts, and that's a big ticker.
Absolutely, Max. He's got a huge ticker, and he's got Graham Green as his trainer as well. Graham tells me this is your first Metropolitan 2-year-old winner.
That's correct, Bernie, yeah. Yep.
That's worth celebrating.
It is, mate. And it's same owners who own Master Jamie. So, you know, they're great people. They've been with us a long time.
And he's got a heart like Master Jamie too.
Oh, he's all ticker, this little fella. There's not much of him, and he's been humping big weights up north and performing exceptionally well, and come out there today with top weight on his back and do that, you know, it's a good effort.
Yeah, and he got a lovely ride by Les Tilly today as well, just sort of biding his time, letting everybody else do the work.
Yeah, Les and I, we've been mates for a long time. I got no hesitation in putting him on anything we've got. He rides well for us, and he's a good mate.
He's a special boy to you, I know. So, what is the plan now? I mean, it's a great time of year to have a city horse ready. It's a little bit easier than carnival time.
It is a bit easier, but he's had a long campaign. He's had quite a few runs up north leading up to this one. This was going to be our swan song planned from day one with him. So he'll go to the paddock tonight. And then hopefully, I think he's going to come back a very nice 3-year-old.
Perfect. It's always nice to go out at the top, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Enjoy your first 2-year-old Metro winner. Well done.
Thanks, Bernie.
All right, there he is, Graham Green, all the way from Rockhampton. Brings this little horse with a tiger heart down and takes out the first race today here at Eagle Farm. Shemetti, let's have a look at these other numbers. 1 beats 9, 3 and 8. So that... All right, they're all in, so let's get upstairs to Josh for the call of race 2.
On racing at the 2400, and Flensburg has gone out the back. We had away well the favourite Sky Out. It's in front from sliding through, readily available. Oz Legends 4 wide but going forward. Handy the inside is Our Bambino. Scarlet Tufty trapped out but going forward as well. Brown Thomas will balance up third last outside in Chew 2, and Flensburg is 2 lengths away last of all. So pretty keen here with a lap to run. Scarlet Tufty 3 wide around Oz Legend, and back to third of Sky Out, followed by Our Bambino. Readily available. Brown Thomas outside in Chew 2, and Flensburg's last of all. So Scarlet Tufty's kicked away by length and a half now as they head up towards the 1700 metres marker. In second placing is Oz Legend, third the favourite Sky Out, followed by Our Bambino. Readily available. Brown Thomas is outside in Chew 2, and Flensburg's at the rear. So Scarlet Tufty here by length and a half. In seconds Oz Legend, and parked away third the race favourite Sky Out. A length and a half readily available. Our Bambino's on the rail, followed by Brown Thomas, and second last is in Chew 2, and still Flensburg's last of all. So Scarlet Tufty here by a length and seconds Oz Legend, and third Sky Out. A length and a half to next the outside, readily available at the 1200 metres marker. Our Bambino's on the rail, followed by Brown Thomas outside in Chew 2, and Flensburg a length away. So Scarlet Tufty here for Justin Huxtable in front. Second is Oz Legend at the 1000 metres marker. Third Sky Out, followed by readily available Our Bambino. Brown Thomas over on the outside of in Chew 2. A length and a half to Flensburg, about 6 or 7 lengths off the Lamplighter. 800 metres left to run at Racecourse Village here. Scarlet Tufty by length still. Second's Oz Legend. Third the inside Sky Out. Readily available fourth, and 1 out 1 back. A length and a quarter to Our Bambino. Brown Thomas over on the outside in Chew 2, still second last, and Flensburg on the outside at the 500. So Scarlet Tufty joined in the lead here by Oz Legend. Third out wider, readily available. Sky Out is coming through between them. Brown Thomas out wider, further back to Our Bambino, looking for the way clear in Chew 2, weaving through, making ground, and Flensburg is the widest. We've got Oz Legend. Here's Brown Thomas on the outside, chiming in and taking over. The inside there is in Chew 2, followed by readily available. Brown Thomas out wide just in front, but driving through is in Chew 2. In Chew 2 taking over late, and in Chew 2. In Chew 2's one from Brown Thomas, Oz Legend. Readily available, followed by Sky Out, Our Bambino, Flensburg, and Scarlet Tufty at the rear.
So number 9, Intuit 2 for Damien Thornton. A nice patient ride on this former French galloper. Has managed to get through. A bit tight for room there, halfway up the running, but Damien Thornton has persevered, and he's got up for Annabelle Neesham at 5.50 and 2.10. Good old Brown Thomas loomed as the winner. He's run another good race under Ange Jones, 3.90, and then Oz Legend holding on, 2.90 for him, and then ready available. As we can see, Intuit 2 on the rails most of the way there. The gallop very steady early. It did eventually start to pick up a little bit by the time they'd got halfway down the back straight. And the favourite there was third, the Fence Sky Out, but never really looked comfortable. He was niggling at him a fair way from home, and he has weakened out of it. You can see back there in the second set of OTI colours, Thornton's looking to get around the heels of Scarlet Tufty. The gap presents now when Oz Legend shifts left, and at this point here, Thornton puts a couple behind the saddle in the right hand, and the import is too good, Bernie. 9, just waiting on the numbers, possibly 9, 10, 2, 3.
Yes, they are confirmed, 9, 10, 2, 3. Todd Pollard joins us here for a chat now about Intuit 2 and Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it actually means, but it's a great result. Third start over here after coming from France, so it's nice for the ownership. Good supporters of the team and racing and OTI, and I think Cambridge Stud have remained in the ownership as well, so a couple of nice names in there and good to get the job done.
Third up here today, a great time of year to have a stay ahead in form, sort of a soft time of year.
Yeah, for sure. Talking to Annabelle, he's got quite a high handicap for what he's done. He's only won the one race over in France before coming over, so I think they've always liked him. He's a really nice looking horse. He's by Al Manzour, so hopefully he can continue to go through the grades nicely. He's a horse that is going to stay, obviously. Second up, maybe just had a bit of second up syndrome, so put that line through his last run. His first up run was good, and yeah, he hits the winner's circle, which is great.
And he was sort of a long way back the other day. It was a leader sort of dominator race too, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. He just couldn't quite get into it. So whether there's a few other excuses, but it's good to see him doing it today.
Hope he stays here for a couple more. Well done and a good job.
Thanks very much.
All right. Is a lovely looking animal, Hector Damaris. Here's Josh.
So Mashani Spartan going in, and we're right to run. Light turned on, 18.15 for the third. All in now, racing. Gate 2, Ayatiyama began okay. Kudla to near the inside and going forward it is So Dapper. Handy Black Log, Nick Spur on the rail. Going forward there, back nearer the inside is Galifianakis. He's up into about 4th or 5th now. 3 wide circling. Further back to Hector Damaris and 5 Crowns on the rail. Mashani Spartan. Sir Barnabas on the fence and Intuition's a length and a half away. It's So Dapper at the 1400 metres marker in front. Second there is Kudla Tanier. Slipping up into third is Galifianakis and back to 4th Ayatiyama. A length and a half to Nick Spur, away from the fence in 50 outside and Blacklog's on the rail there. Further back 5 Crowns and circling Hector Damaris and 2.5 to Mashani Spartan. Intuition's last of all and I reckon must be about 9 or 10 maybe more, probably 12 in fact off the leader. So it's So Dapper in front, second the outside Kudla Tania and third the inside is Galifianakis, followed by Ayatiyama, Black Log, Nick Spurs on the outside. A length and a half to 5 Crowns circling Hector Damaris and further back to Mashani Spartan, and last of all is Intuition at the 800 metres marker. So Dapper by a half length in second, the outside Kudla Tania, and third the inside there as they swing down the side Galifianakis at Ayatiyama. Nick Spur fifth, about 3 or 4 off the leader. The inside there is Black Log and further back to 5 Crowns circling Mashani Spartan, Hector Damaris and Intuition at the 450 metre marker. So Dapper joined here by the outside Kudla Tania, up into third is Ayatiyama. Galifianakis is looking for the way clear. Nick Spur down the outside and further back to 5 Crowns out deeper, and Black Lock is looking for the way clear. Just with a narrow lead, the outside is Ayatiyama taking over narrowly. The inside trying to fight on Kudla Tania, making ground. Nick Spur on the outside and late the inside is Galifianakis. Big finish Ayatiyama. Nick Spur out wide. Nick Spur has got up to win for Kobe O'Brien by a neck from Ayatiyama, and close up was Kudla Tania followed by Galifianakis, and then we had Black Log, Hector Damaris, and further back was 5 Crowns Mashani Spartan, circling Intuition and So Dapper at the rear.
All right, now we had a fall in the back straight. The jockey's okay is what we're hearing, but I must admit that I missed what occurred there. Now, look, we've got a 5-way finish here, but Niku Spur on the outside has got up from Ella to Armour, and then Kuda to Nair, and then Galifianakis back over on the rails just ahead of Black Log. So 7 gets it. Niku Spur, Corey and Kylie Gearin, ridden by Mark Duplessis, and got the blinkers on for the first time today, had the good draw, and has been able to get up. Last victory was a long time ago. It was a Sandown BM70 back on the 18th of August 21, so 2 years ago. And it was a big blanket finish, but number 7 has been able to get up and score. Ella Tamana and Kuda Denair back in third placing. So Dapper had led. Galifianakis seemed to be going nicely third defence. He was a little bit one pace, but eventually got clear. Hasn't been beaten that far back into fourth. Now, we understand that it was Sir Barnabas and Jake Malloy, but I did hear that Jake appeared to be okay on first observation. So further to that shortly, Bernie, as we come to you.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Maxie. Yeah, poor Sir Barnabas, I believe he may have broken down. So that's going to be incredibly sad for All Connections. I know he's a much-loved horse, so we'll just see what comes of this. We're not really sure. I can't find anyone at the witness stall yet. Most unlike Corey Guerin as well. He's generally got a big team of celebratory owners here with him, and obviously he and his mum Kylie have done a marvellous job with this Nick Owl spur and got a great ride today, didn't he, by Mark Duplessis, and maybe it was the addition of those blinkers just helped him over the concluding stages here. So I'm not sure why or where Corey is. A couple of the owners have started rocking up. Here he comes now. The superstar has arrived. You're a bit late. Where have you been?
Oh, celebrating, Bernie. Yeah, I couldn't get away.
Absolutely. Usually you've got the big ruckus of owners roaring from up the top there.
Yeah, no difference this time. He's got a great group of owners, this horse, and very satisfying to get the win with him. He's been a little bit frustrating, a horse with a huge amount of ability. His Victorian form when we brought him was superior. We took him up to Rocky for the Rocky Cup and just things didn't go to plan, and he's never been to 1800 before and always thought he'd get the trip. Blinkers on today for the first time and it's done the trick.
It certainly has. You got a beautiful ride by Mark Duplessis as well.
Yeah, well, he's not an easy horse to ride, and Mark's sort of been riding him a few times now, and it's good to have someone who knows what they're doing on an old horse like this. But big credit to everyone at home. The old man Gary does a lot of work on him, and Cam also does a lot of work.
Did he say he was ready to win today?
Yeah, well, we worked him during the week with the blinkers on, and he was quietly confident.
Great stuff. Well done. Enjoy the win.
Thanks so much.
And there has been a really good go here late for Hasten Delight, who was as much as $12, now gets into $9. Here's Josh.
Favourite Kanazawa. Right to go. Gates open racing. Yangari the inside began well. But Emma Thuber going forward also. Likewise, Outback Action has now got the lead. Working forward as Hasten Delight back to third. The inside there is Emma Thuber. And Kanazawa's up into fourth, but out three wide around Tidal Creek. And they're clear from Yangari, who's drifted back. And Big Shorts on the outside. A length and a half to I Am Lethal. Dramatica. Further back to Ayahuasca, who's out three deep down the side. And further back on the run to Bedford Square. Super Gorgeous. And Hoodat three deep as well. And Sunset Soiree is back a long way back. In fact, it's back in fourth last, and second last is Bedford Square. So Outback Action's got the lead. Second's Hasten Delight, 600 metres left to run. 2 lengths away. Third is Emma Thuber, and fourth over on the outside is the race favourite Kanazawa. A length and a half to Tidal Creek and Big Short. Further back to Dramatica, Yangari, I Am Lethal, Sunset Soiree and Ayahuasca. 400 metres left to run, and the inside Outback Action, Hasten Delight looming up, and here's Kanazawa coming home well out wider on the track, and they're clear from Emma Thuber. Further back on the field to Big Short. Across the track here, Hasten Delight. The outside Kanazawa trying to get out after this leader. The inside there is Outback Action. Just in front, the inside's Hasten Delight from Kanazawa. Hasten Delight has won from Kanazawa. Outback Action, Big Short, Sunset Soiree, Emma Thuber, Yangari, Bedford Square, Hoodat, Tidal Creek, Dramatica, Ayahuasca, I Am Lethal and Super Gorgeous at the rear.
So Hasten Delight up there in second spot has worried the favourite out of it, Kanazawa. Outback Action led, gets third, and then Big Short is back in fourth. Hasten Delight, ridden by Jack Guthman Chester, trained at the Gold Coast by Peter Roble, has got there by a head on the line. Back in behind those, number 13, Emma Thuber, 15, Sunset Soiree. So we'll have to have a look at the replay a few times in that big field, but gee, that favourite had every possible chance there. Kanazawa, a little bit wide early, but I think Tidal Creek ended up coming back enough for him to slot into a beautiful position, but not good enough. Beaten by a horse clearly on the way up in Hasten Delight. He's only lightly raced, this fellow, a 3-year-old by Star Turn. Start 5 today, 4 wins. Won a Goulburn Maiden, a Murwillumbah BM55, an Ipswich Class 2, and gets the Metro Class 3 today.
Yes, he's nailed a decent one today, and his record speaks for itself. Peter Roble joins us for a chat. You've got another lovely 3-year-old.
Yeah, he's a terrific horse. He'd always been a nice horse all the way through, owned by Upper Bloodstock, who, you know, it's great to get a good one from them. They're such loyal and they give me so much support, and they're probably the main reason I moved to the Gold Coast. So it's good to actually have a nice horse from them that's put a couple together.
Yeah, I love the Star Turns as well.
Yeah, this horse is just so laid back and they're just so genuine, and as you can see, this horse is going through his grades and he's genuine. He just keeps putting his head out, and you know, he's got that will to win, which good horses do have.
You really let him sort of build his confidence before you brought him to a Saturday race?
Yeah, I just wanted to pick a couple of easy kills for him along the way before we stepped into town, and I was starting to question myself doing the form last night. I thought, well, for a Class 3 race, we certainly found a hard one, but it's good that he stepped up, and, you know, he's certainly going to go on from here.
What is the plan with him now? Does he stay in work?
He'll stay in work, and he'll probably just go to another Saturday race, and he might just have 1, maybe 2 more runs his prep before he goes for a spell.
Fantastic. Well done, Pete.
Thanks very much.
All right, Peter Roble there. He's moved to the Gold Coast and he's been smashing it since. Hasten Delight. 5 starts, 4 wins now. Extraordinary. 7 beats, 3, 4 and 1. That's it for the 4th.
Limping around a wee bit, not 100%, won't ride for the remainder of today and tonight. Not riding at Toowoomba tonight either, Jakey Malloy. Red lights on at the mile. All in at Eagle Farm, and the gates open there racing. Bar None dawdled out. Out wide, Shaquero hopped away well. Second early, Bentley Magic. Fast talking going forward. Handy also Bottega the inside. Also Linthorpe Lad out 3 wide is up in the firing line. Trevelyan's gone back, and Bar None's a length and a half away. So Shaquero's in front. And second placing is Fast Talking. Third there, back nearer the outside, is Linthorpe Lad rolling forward, and Bottega's on the fence. A length and a half to Bentley Magic, who's drifted back now, followed by Trevelyan, and Barnum's at the rear. So Shaquero's in front by 3/4 here. Second, Linthorpe Lad, and third, the insiders, Bottega. Fast Talking fourth, and 1 out, 1 back. A length and a quarter to Trevelyan. Bentley Magic's over on the outside, and Barnum's at the rear. So Shaquero down the side by 3/4 still. Second, Linthorpe Lad halfway and beyond. 7:50 left to run now. Third, Bottega. A length and a half to Fast Talking. Trevelyan's back nearer the inside of Bentley Magic, and Barnum's a length and a half away. 600 metres left to go, and Shaquero just in front as they approach the home turn here. Shaquero from second, Linthorpe Lad. Third is Bottega, followed there by Fast Talking. Edging out 3 wide, coming off the bit though. Wider out Bentley Magic. Trevelyan back near the rail, and Bar None. 3:50 left to run, and Shaquero's in front. Second, the outsiders, Linthorpe Lad. Bottega trying to come through between them. No room, Trevelyan. Fast Talking out wider. Weaving home late, Bar None. Further back to Bentley Magic, but out wide, Fast Talking knuckling down, taking over from Bottega. In front, Fast Talking near the line, and Fast Talking's one from Bottega. Third, Bar None, followed by Bentley Magic, Trevelyan. Shaquero dropped out, and Linthorpe Lad alongside him at the rear.
1, 6, 5, 10. Bentley Magic gets fourth. 1, 6, 5 and 10. Fast Talking. David Van Dyke and Kyle Wilson-Taylor. Mr. Consistency. He gets up by 3/4 of a length. He did a bit of work through the first couple of hundred with a big weight. He sort of had to come back out of it because Linthorpe Lad was there and Shaquero wanted to lead, and it looked a bit ugly if you were on him, but he was able to get a nice rest, and the gun-up was reasonable. So he's sort of gone full bore up at 200, and he's got up to score. The runner-up, Bottega, quite good there. He had his chance. Bar None, So he's putting together consistency now, bar none. And then on the outside, Bentley Magic. And Trevelyan, I just noticed halfway up the running, no clear running. He was stuck on the rails, so I'm just keeping an eye on him. He's got the striped cap there right behind Shakiro, who starts to feel the pinch. Bernie, but fast talking. He gave weight all round, and he was too good again.
Yeah, he was great, wasn't he? And he was afforded a beautiful ride by Kyle Wilson-Taylor. But it is David Van Dyke who prepared this horse in great order. Let's chat with him. David, he just keeps turning up, this guy.
Oh, we love this horse. He's so easy to deal with. He puts in. He can win over 1,200, 2,400, heavy track, good track. And he's come here today and he wanted to compete. We could tell that over at the horse stalls, and he got out there and got the job done.
And I love that he's got sort of that enough of that tactical speed in the early stages where he made them work to get around him.
Yeah, he certainly did, and full credit to Kyle. He just knows his horse so well. And I like the way there about the 700, he just sort of dropped back a bit and he said, I'm not ready yet, I'm going to wait. He did. He had a nice breather. He let him go. He had confidence in himself and the horse. And up the straight, it was just magical to watch.
He just kept building and building, and he was actually pretty strong through the line, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And that with the top weight. So he had plenty of pudding there. And, you know, he's a tough horse and he'll be looking for further now.
He's an absolute beauty. Well done, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, winning trainer David Van Dyke doing a superb job with this horse, fast talking. He's like a moving ATM. He just keeps collecting money for his owners. So well done to all the team there at Van Dyke Racing. 1 beat 6, 5 and 10. Let's head to Newcastle.
It is indeed. Won't surprise anybody that Freedom Rally is by far and away the best backed runner. Now $1.35 as it gets out just a touch. The best back to beat it is Pocket Full, and if you want to play around those two, Red Top is the best of the rest, the $14 chance.
Red light on, gate 3 for Freedom Rally. All in, and the gates open, they're racing, and Freedom Rally was away okay, is going up in search of the lead. Viminelli's just in front from going forward now. Pocket Full and landing third, Freedom Rally now. Fourth, the outside, Sailor's Secret. Desert Mist on the fence, and further back to Red Top and Sizzling Gal, Valentino Rock, and Northern Decrees out 3 wide around Make It Flashy at the rear. So taking over Pocket Full, kicked away by length and a quarter. Ken second, Viminelli going forward there. Sailor's Secret on the outside, and Freedom Rally in fourth, and 50 inside as Desert Mist and Red Top and Sizzling Gal in the white cap, and they're followed by Valentino Rock, Make It Flashy, and Northern Decree. So Pocket Full here by 3/4. Second, Sailor's Secret. Third, the inside, Viminelli, and Freedom Rally fourth. 1 out, 1 back, about 2.5 to 3 off the leader. 600 left to run. Next, the outside, Red Top and Desert Mist on the inside. Further back to Sizzling Gal, Valentino Rock, Make It Flashy, and Northern Decree. At the 4.25, and in front still Pocket Full from Sailor's Secret. Freedom Rally now looming up out wider, followed by Viminelli back nearer the inside, and Red Top's over on the outside at the 2.50, and quickly out wide. Freedom Rally has taken over. Sailor's Secret can't go with him. Viminelli, Red Top's on the outside. Pocket Full is gone, but Freedom Rally's well clear with 100 metres left to go. Highly promising, coming right away, never going to lose. Freedom Rally by about 2 on the line. Second to Red Top over Sailor's Secret, Viminelli, Valentino Rock, Desert Mist and Pocket Full. And then we had next across the line, Make It Flashy, Northern Decree and Sizzling Gal at the rear.
So 3 starts, this time in for 3 wins, all here at Eagle Farm, twice 1,200 metres up to 1,400 today, not a problem. He wins by 2.5. Red Top did a great job, back from 1,800 metres. Sailor's Secret was handy, Viminelli was handy, holds down that 4th spot, but he gave him a dig out of the gates, and he did get sort of trucking for about 200 or 300 metres, and then he seemed to get into a nice rhythm, strong but ready to pounce at the top of the straight, and he's moved away over the final part and won like a pretty good horse. Ben just gives him a couple of light taps with the right hand, and he's really opened up in the straight. He's by Rubik, this fellow, and he's from a Niello man. He's only had the 5 starts for 4 wins. Bernie beaten at his first start when he had no luck at all, and then it's 4 wins on the trot.
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. Tony Gollan joins us for a chat now, and we love it when you bring through a latest sort of 3-year-old that looks special.
Yeah, he's a really nice horse. He gives us a feel for a good while, this bloke. We've had to be a little bit patient with him. He probably should be unbeaten. He's got a lot ahead of him, I think. He's a nice horse.
He's by Rubik. Many of those in your stable?
No, not too many at all, but Peter Anastasia owns him. He bred him, and he'd have a reason for his mating. He's really into his breeding and his matings, etc. So he's bred a nice specimen of a horse. I knew that a while ago, and it just took a little while with him to get his head right, and he's still learning what it's all about now. When he really learns to relax, I think you'll see an even better horse, but he's got really good ability, and we're only just starting to scratch the surface with him.
We saw him slightly keen in the early stages of this race, but I felt as though he really listened to Ben and he was able to switch off mid-race.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a product of the other day he drew wide. We just had to start him up a bit from the 1200 and slot in. Today we were able to come out just neutral, but I think just from 2 weeks ago he was trying to race a little bit, but as I said, he's still a work in progress. He's got a really good turn of foot. When he quickens, he just seems to drop them off well. We don't get too far ahead of ourselves at this time of year. This is off-season racing, but I don't think there's any doubt he'll measure up to carnival racing.
We're in between carnivals now, so what will you do with him?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he'd make a lovely horse for the Gateway here in the summer. He's a rising 4-year-old, and at this track and trip, I think he's a nice horse. But look, I'll talk to Peter and we'll have a good chat. But the most important thing is we've got a nice horse in our hands. We'll just look after him and point him in the right direction.
Exactly right. Well done, Tone.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, our leading trainer, Tony Gollan. Puts the polish on Freedom Rally here. 4 beats 9, 1 and 10. Here's Newcastle.
And the third most popular runner is the $9 Chance. Burnish Gold does get a little easy here late, but has been popular.
Lights on, race 7. Be good speed here. They're all in. And we're right to run. They're racing. Little Wonder, Deb's Alley both began well. Handy, Bold and Smooth. Likewise, there's also Burnish Gold, Blue Spinel. Further back in the field there too. On Point, Blazing Love, Queen Assassin, April in Augusta. Centre Bounce, Iron Grey, Shape and Power. So Deb's Alley's got the lead. Second, Burnish Gold. Third, the inside there is Bold and Smooth. And they're clear from Blue Spinel. Further back in the field there too. Little Wonder, On Point, Blazing Love. The inside there, Queen Assassin, April in Augusta, Centre Bounce, Shape and Power, Iron Grace on the rail, 600 metres left to run. Deb's Alley's in front by a half length here. Second, Burnish Gold. Third, the inside, Bold and Smooth, followed by Blue Spinel. On Points being wide, Blazing Love coming even deeper, and further back on the field there, the Little Wonder at the 400 metres marker. Deb's Alley's in front by a length here, running home really well as Blue Spinel on the outside, and Blue Spinel quickly took over, running home Queen Assassin down the outside. On Point between them, further back to Centre Bounce out wider, but Blue Spinel's in front, 2 lanes clear with 100 metres left to run, trying hard. Queen Assassin coming home like Shape and Power, but Blue Spinel's in front, and Blue Spinel's one from Shape and Power. Rocketing home to run third was Iron Grace, April in Augusta, followed by Queen Assassin, Centre Bounce, On Point, Bold and Smooth, and then Little Wonder, followed further back by Blazing Love, Deb's Alley and Burnish Gold at the rear.
5, 12 and 16 past the post, and then Queen Assassin back in fourth, and then April in Augusta, number 15, put into a beautiful trailing position by Ange Jones. Blue Spinel flushed out at the top of the straight. She's gone for home, and she was holding the last 200 metres. They were never going to catch her. She put her ears back and really attacked the line, so it's onwards and upwards for her after winning a maiden at the midweeks in Brisbane. She went to Rocky, she came back home, graduates to Saturday company today with flying colours. Shape and Power at a big price gets second. Iron Grace doing what she does, back hitting the line hard, and then Queen Assassin appeared to be in the right spot. Burnish Gold, disappointing. She was Gonski at the top of the straight there and weakened right out of it. Debs L had led and weakened as well, Bernie, over the final part.
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. Tony Gollan joins us now, and we're just discussing how good did the map look for this little girl today, and you like it when things pan out.
Yeah, it did, Bern. Look, she drew a good barrier. She's really quick out the gate. She puts herself in a good position. Then she just comes back and relaxes. So you sort of knew a long way out she was going to present and get the right run. I guess never being out at the 1200 before was the only query. When she sprinted really quick. Maybe out of carrots a little bit late, but she got the job done.
I thought she was terrific because really they did flush her out just pre-corner, so that's a long run in.
Yeah, they did. And look, Angie's in the nervous 90s, I think, trying to outride that claim. Maybe just pushed the button a touch early, but she did a great job. She's come a long way. I mean, last preparation we really liked her, and she just wasn't there physically and mentally. We give her a really long spell. I spoke to Michael Ubretta. I'm sure he's over the moon. This preparation, we just ride her a bit quieter, teach her to settle with a bit of cover. And every run's been good. She was a good run fresh up, and she's now 1-3 on the trot. So very rarely do you bring a bit of Rockhampton form to Eagle Farm, but she has, and she's done the job well.
Awesome work. Well done, Tone.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Tony Gollan. Again, 5 beats 20, 16 and 4. Here's Newcastle.
And they're all in. Stand by. Lights on. Oh, R&T up in the air, but back down again. An attendances at the back there. Now we're right there racing. And Avalante began well going forward as also Coco Rocks, and she's in front now. Black on Beauty going forward quickly to the second. Up into third as Enterprise Pom. Leaning fourth now is Avalante, followed by Rockamore going forward and passing Hatchet. This land is My Land, R&T Goldsborough. And they're clear from Ralphie, and Rensdale's a length into halfway. So good speed at the 800 metres marker. It's Coco Rocks in front. Second, Black on Beauty. 2 lengths away. Third is Enterprise Pom, and fourth the inside is Avalante. Further back to Rockamore, creeping forward as R&T, 3 wide around Hatchet. This land is My Land, Goldsborough, Ralphie, and Renzo's at the rear at the 450. Coco Rocks in front. Second, Black on Beauty. Third's Avalante. Fourth out wider is Enterprise Pom, and further back to Rockamore, Hatchet. 1 from the outside is R&T, and Ralphie's running home right down the outside. Black on Beauty's in front. Running home well as Ralphie on the outside. Enterprise Pom also further back to Hatchet. Black on Beauty's in front. Weaving through as Hatchet. Ralphie down the outside. Enterprise Pom runs home as well. Black on Beauty just in front. Hatchet the inside. Ralphie out wider, but Black on Beauty has won from Hatchet, Ralphie, Enterprise Pom. They break right away from the next one home. Coco Rocks, R&T Goldsborough, Rockamore, Avalante. This land is My Land, and Rensdale's at the rear.
Oh, big finish, but Black on Beauty has got it from Hatchet. And number 9, Ralphie, he loomed as a big chance 100 out, but he just couldn't quite get the upper hand, and between them back and forth, Enterprise Pom. A big finish to race 8 this afternoon, but Black on Beauty beaten for speed through the first half. Coco Rocks wanted to lead, and she ran along seemingly at a really strong gallop. And Black on Beauty sat up second. She was first to strike, and she's just lasted. He appeared to have his chance, Hatchet. He was beaten for speed. The gallop was that strong, and he was 5 or 6 lengths off the leaders with the other in-market horse R&T. He switched back towards the inside late. Black on Beauty tiring him the last 50 metres. Hatchet dived, and he's just missed out. Still no minor numbers, but Hatchet will get second. Ralphie will get third, and then Enterprise Pom Well, Black on Beauty really enjoying it. She's found her niche in life here at Tony Gollan Stables at Eagle Farm.
Yes, and Ange makes her own little bit of history here, outriding her Metropolitan Claim. So well done to Ange, and well done to you, Tony. You've been a great supporter of Angela's.
Oh, she's done an amazing job, you know, for her first season riding down here in the city, and she had one ride before the season started and it won, one of our Snitzify, and she moved down a couple of months before it started. She was patient. She's ridden the whole season, and now she's outridden that claim. So she broke Bailey's record one winter ago. He's standing over here to the side, and I know he's actually thrilled for her. We're a big team in our stable, and we are all happy for her, and now she's outridden that claim, so well done.
The girl from the bush.
Yeah, she's done an amazing job, and as does this little mare. I want to thank BK Racing, Benny Vassallo and the team down there for sending her up to us. Hatchet just defeated her a few runs back. She was able to turn the tide today. She didn't get it all her own way. She had to do things a little bit differently, but it was a good, strong win.
Yeah, they were screaming along up front.
Yeah, they were, and she was always going to be vulnerable with that lightweight in the back, and she waited. She learned off that last filly that she wanted to touch early on. She waited this time. She got the job done.
Well done, Tone.
Thank you.
All right, let's have a chat with Angela Jones before she ducks off, and she's lost her cap to boot. Take it off, take it off. Congratulations on outriding your claim.
Thank you. I'm just so glad I could do it. I thought it was getting a little bit close and I might not be able to do it today, but it was just great, and great to get 2 for Tony as well, and really thankful for him giving me the opportunity to do this.
It's a nervous spot the end of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think you just got to think to yourself, whatever happens, happens, and you can't force anything.
We spoke to you. You did a great interview recently and told us all about your history to get here. But I guess to be able to have the combination with our leading trainer here has been the biggest of bonuses.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to thank everyone along the way, right from the very start. Lindsay Hatch for putting me on the right track, and can't go wrong if he puts you in the right direction and you have all the good support behind you the whole way.
Indeed. And this little lady was very brave today.
She was brave and she was tough. I thought she would probably beat that last 50, but she dug deep. It was great to see.
Enjoy the win.
Thank you.
All right, there she is. What a job she's done. She's been our star apprentice here. The 14 beats 6, 9 and 11. Have I got to come back to you, Maxie?
I was just having a look at the concluding stages. I just noticed that Hatchet had to change course inside the last 100 metres. We've got 60 seconds up our sleeve, so we'll have a look at the concluding stages once again with Black on Beauty holding on under that very light weight. Congratulations to Ange Jones, getting that, outriding her claim on the final day of competition. Now here she is, she's 3 out, turning into the straight on Black on Beauty. Hatchet's behind there, and he's got a bit of an option to go between, but ends up switching back towards the inside. He's just not going well enough to take that gap, which closes as the eventual winner does shift out a horse in front of him. He's dived late, and he just missed out as they reached the line. So 14, 6, 9, 11 after race 8 at Eagle Farm. We've got one to come.
And they're all in. Field of 14. Right to go. Good line. Never No More. Kinlocker drawn in. Broken Hero. Mob Buster. Release the Baines. Racing now. Never No More. Renouf both began well. Renouf now drifting back, going for Canadian Dancer. Also Sir Warwick is in front from going forward, as well as Broken Hero. Back to 3rd and 4th as Canadian Dancer. Paladas is handy. Never No More. Not all that far away as Mob Buster and Release the Baines, and further back to Renouf now centre field. Kinlock on the rail. Safe work the next one. Fleetwood Macca, a length and a half to more than number 1, who'll balance up 3rd last, and 2nd last is Tara Jasmine. Last of all is Hot Spring Gold. So Sir Warwick in front, 2nd Canadian Dancer, 3rd Broken Hero, 4th is Paladas, a length and a half to Release the Baines and Never No More. Mob Buster Kinloch, Renew and Safe Work, and going forward as Hot Spring Goal. Further back to Fleetwood Macca, Tara Jasmine, and more than number one at the 550. Sir Warwick in front by neck here. Second, Canadian Dancer. Third, Broken Hero. Fourth is Paladas, about to ease out 3 wide. Making ground there is Release of Beans, and then coming Never Know More. Kinloch and Safe Work the inside, and Renufa's running home, and Hot Spring Goal down the outside. Taking over here is a Canadian Dancer, and kicked away, running home well. There's Release of Beans, and still there Paladas coming through, and Kinloch is making ground in front. Canadian Dancer. Here's Kinloch on the outside. Canadian Dancer. Kinloch is lunging. They hit the line. All photo. Kinloch or Canadian Dancer. Third, I think, is Release of Beans, but Paladas is up there, followed by Renew for Never Know More. More than number one, Fleetwood Macca. Safe Work, Mob Buster, Broken Hero. A long way back, Hot Spring Gold, Tara Jasmine, and Sir Warwick up the rear.
Have we got a dead heat here? Have a look at that. We've got Kinloch on the outside of Canadian Dancer. Third, Release the Beans. They've zoomed in. Well, both of their noses are side by side, so they might have to zoom in a little closer to determine the winner. Canadian Dancer had shot clear. Kinloch had to wait to get to the outside of heels, but he really knuckled down late. He's lunged at Canadian Dancer, and we're waiting. The cameraman is with the filly Canadian Dancer. He's got his camera lens zoomed right in on number 17 in those proven thoroughbred colours for O'Day Hoisted, and he switched back to Kinloch. Ange Jones, who rode the previous winner, has she made it a double as she outrides her apprentice's allowance today? There's a good close-up of Canadian Dancer. She's gone a lot better than what she did 3 weeks ago, getting up to probably a more preferred trip. They hit it. And we've got one up, one down on that camera shot there. So, Bernie, you might be able to talk it up out the front there, because you'll see the number go on that board. At this point, we're looking at the final stages with Canadian Dancer being challenged by Kinloch on the outside.
Well, I'm watching Steve O'Day and I'm watching Mel Eggleston, and neither is wanting to spruik anything. Look at Steve O'Day. 17, Canadian Dancer. See that, Stevie? I walked the right way, didn't I? That was close, but she was great.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Look, it certainly wasn't the plan to be up outside leader. Obviously, she drew the awkward gate today, and there didn't look to be a lot of speed on paper. And unfortunately, she's sort of jumped good. Well, fortunate but unfortunate. She's jumped good and sort of had a line of horses inside her. So Ben just had to give her a little squeeze and sort of come across and sit outside leader. Obviously, that leader sort of stopped quick, and she was left in front a long way out. Like, it's probably a pretty unfamiliar role for her. Look, I think she is a much better horse, sort of, ridden with a bunny to sort of chase down, because she can tend to sort of get there and float around a bit. But to her credit today, I thought she did sort of let down good initially at the top of the straight. She was probably entitled to get a little bit tired late. But look, she got in well in today's race with no weight on her back. And, good to see her improve second up after, what was probably a little bit of a plain run in first up.
Yeah. She really has grown into a beautiful 4-year-old, or nearly 5-year-old now. Yeah,
look, she's a lovely big scopy mare. She was obviously able to win a stakes race as a 3-year-old. It's always, a lot easier when they're racing against her own age and sex, but, she needs to make that progression. But, good to see her to come here today and win a benchmark 85. They're never sort of easy races to win, so it's good to see her get the job done.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, Ben, we've got to go to Newcastle, but a quick reflection on this girl, and boy, that was tight. Did you think you'd won?
I thought I had the bob. It's a lot closer than I thought it was, but thankfully, she had her nose down at the right time. It was by no means the plan to be up running there. She jumped away good. We drew wide 10 or 15, and it's just sort of the cards we were dealt with. But to her credit, she was game. It's such a long way, Eagle Farm Straight, especially when you're in front from the 300. But stack of credit, she's already a listed winner, so she's always had the ability. Nice to see her bounce back third up.
Great job, well done.
Thanks, Bernie.
All right, there he is, Ben Thompson. What a fabulous way to end the day. Unfortunately for Ange Jones, she couldn't quite win the last, but she did outright her claim here and get through a nervous protest in race number 8. But 17, Canadian Dancer, takes out the last beats, 2, 15 and 4. From Maxine, myself and all the team, we'll say goodnight. Hope you found a winner or two today here at Eagle Farm. But here's Newcastle.